brings us to the big question here. Is your venue just a pretty backdrop? Or is it literally the director of your whole ceremony? Is it actively pulling the strings on the rhythm, the emotions, even the memories you're making? Trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see it's absolutely the director. Yeah, think about it like this. Your venue is the silent narrator of your story. The way it's laid out, the lighting, the acoustics, all of it, it's working together to guide everyone on this emotional journey, from that very first moment everyone gathers, right through to the final huge cheer. Okay, so to really get this, we're going to break it down into a few parts. We'll start with what I'm calling the blueprint for flow. Then we'll get into how you craft the atmosphere, think sound and light. After that, we'll talk about the guest's journey, super important. And finally, we'll tie it all together and see how the venue becomes the stage for your story. All right, first up, the blueprint for flow. We're talking about the power of spatial design. And look, this is so much more than just figuring out where to put the chairs. It's about the deep, fundamental power of the layout itself to create a totally seamless experience. So what even is spatial design when we're talking about a wedding? Well, it's basically the backbone of the whole venue. It's how the space itself, the entrances, the different zones, the focal points, how all that naturally guides everyone through the ceremony. It's like the space is giving you directions without ever saying a word. And you can see exactly how this works in practice. You've got that visual anchor up front, right? Whether it's an altar or a mandap, it immediately tells everyone, hey, look here, this is where the magic happens. Then you have that clear pathway, the aisle, so the wedding party can just glide. No awkward shuffling. It's this logical flow that gets rid of those weird, confusing pauses where guests are wondering, what's next? It keeps the tempo right where you want it. So getting the physical flow right is step one. But that leads us straight into our next big topic, crafting the atmosphere. Because really, once everyone's in the right spot, you need them to feel the right way. And that's all about the senses. We're talking about the super critical roles of sound and light. Just look at the huge difference sound can make. When the acoustics are good, your vowels just resonate. Everyone hears them clearly. It creates this beautiful, intimate feeling. But with bad acoustics, it's a mess. Your guests are straining to hear, there are weird echoes bouncing all over the place. That beautiful, intimate connection, it's just gone. And it's the exact same story with lighting. Lighting is a strategic tool for sure. It isn't just about flipping a switch so people can see. No, it's about shaping the mood, creating warmth, and really guiding everyone's eyes to those key moments, like when you exchange the rings. Here's a pro tip, by the way. Always ask the venue if they have dimmers. Being able to soften the lights for the vows and then bring them up for that triumphant walk back down the aisle, wow. It can totally change the emotional feel of everything. Okay, let's shift gears a little and talk about something that honestly impacts every single person there, the guest's journey. This is all about the practical stuff, the nuts and bolts of the design that makes sure the experience is smooth and, just as importantly, inclusive for everyone. You see, a really well-designed venue has already thought all of this through. It has clear pathways so you don't get those awful bottlenecks right at the entrance. It's built for comfortable navigation, not just for you, but for your grandma or a friend in a wheelchair. And it's smart about the layout, right? It puts the service areas, like the kitchens and restrooms, tucked away from the main event. You don't want the sound of clattering plates right in the middle of the I-dos. All right, so let's pull all of this together now. We've talked about the physical layout, the atmosphere, the guest experience, and when you combine all those pieces, you get something so much bigger. You get the perfect stage for your unique story. So think of this as your go-to checklist when you're scouting venues. You need to be asking these questions. Does the spatial layout actually make sense? What are the acoustics and lighting really like? How accessible is it for everyone? And this one is huge. Can it accommodate your specific cultural traditions? Is there space for a sacred fire? Can a chuppah be set up properly? And don't forget flexibility. What's the rain plan? All super important things to consider. Because at the end of the day, every single architectural choice, from the height of the ceilings to the placement of a door, it all adds up. The right venue helps you build a narrative that feels totally cohesive, totally intentional, and one that really connects with people emotionally. It guides your guests on the exact journey you want them to take. And really, that's the main takeaway here. Your venue isn't just the where, it's an active participant. It's your partner in weaving together these memories that are going to last a lifetime. So the next time you look at a venue, don't just ask, is this a pretty space? Instead, ask yourself, is this the right narrator for our story? It's a complete game changer when you think of it that way.